Okay, DK Metcalf. Let's start with this. You played with him briefly.
Yeah.
How shocked are you at what DK Metcalf did?
Shocked. And,
yeah.
I'm sure it'll come out what was said, what wasn't said. Jay, here's where I'm at with this thing. Okay, I believe DK's making $32, $33 million a year. You break that down over 18 weeks. If he gets suspended for one game, that's a large amount of money.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the money side of it first, where it's like, dude, why are you doing this? The guy has a blue wig on. He's probably had a few beers.
Yeah.
He's cheering for the Lions. Let's say he said something wildly foul. There are people on the sideline, security, protocols you can go to, get this fan removed, take care of it that way. First and foremost, if you're suspended for a game, he's out a lot of cash. And no matter what this guy said, in my view, it's never worth losing $500,000 or whatever it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah.
Secondly, okay, you put the team first. What happens if he was caught here and kicked out of this game? As we saw, this game came down to some crazy plays at the end. And although DK didn't have a monster game statistically, even when he's not catching the ball, he means a lot to this offense. So I really think Tomlin's got to sit DK down and be like, listen, we're probably going to win the division. You're a key part of this offense. You cannot be doing this thing. You cannot be going to the stands, grabbing a fan who has a blue wig on, and shoving or punching him. And I love DK. I really enjoyed playing with him. But that was wild.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it happened. And obviously this isn't the last we'll hear about it. But when the Packers won on Saturday,
yes.
I think every Lions fan was like, here we go. This is our chance. We just take care of business against the Steelers and we're in good shape. Well, now Detroit. yeah, that's right. Better shape.
Yes.
Detroit now needs to win their final 2 games and have the Packers lose their final 2 games just to get into this thing.
Yeah.
How shocking, first of all, was this result against the Pittsburgh Steelers to you?
Shocking, and you said it, because if they win this game, they're almost in the driver's seat. You look at next week, they're playing the Vikings, and they end with the Bears. The Bears also have to go on the road to San Fran.
Yep.
Should be a tough matchup. And then they play Detroit the final week, which could have been, now it's not, could have been potentially for the for the division win. And it's like now you're on the outside looking into the playoffs. You really need a lot of help. And to me, it started with the run game today. I could not get over this, Jay. I understand the interior of their offensive line is very, very different. Obviously, Frank Ragnow retired. Okay, Glasgow was out. So you've got 3 extremely young players at your guards and your center. I get that. But you've had issues there all year, and you have phenomenal running backs. And that's where I say, man, what has happened? And we'll get to this play here in a sec, where it's very, very easy to sit here and say, oh, the ref shouldn't have called it. But let's go back to the run game. 12 carries for 15 yards, 1.3 yards per carry. And yes, I tip my cap to the Steelers' run defense. However, the Steelers' run defense, you go back a few weeks when they played Buffalo, got smoked. You go back when they played Baltimore in a win, the Steelers' defense gave up over 200 yards on the ground in that game. Last week against Miami, sure, they only gave up 63 yards. I would say, even with the offensive line the Lions have, they have a much better run game than the Miami Dolphins.
Sure.
At home, season on the line.
Yeah.
And you come out here and rush for 15 yards?
So I assume that you're giving more credit to the Steelers' run defense for this win than the offense that put up 27 to 29 points?
I am. I'm giving more credit to the run defense because it is tough to keep Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery bottled up like that. But that being said, this offense the last 3 weeks has looked a lot better. DK's been much more heavily involved.
Yep.
And then the guy today that jumped out at me has been Thielen. You know, you sit here, 3rd and 11. He's new to the team. This is a veteran guy that Aaron's starting to develop some trust in. 3rd and 10. Adam Thielen. They just picked this guy up. They use him in the run game. 3rd and 10, Jay. 10-10 game. Adam Thielen. And all of a sudden now, I'm starting to sit here and say, Aaron's kind of got his guys. You know, he's got his underneath guy in Thielen. He's got DK as your shot guy. MVS did not have a big game today. He did take a shot to him. But then the MVP, arguably, has been Gainwell. Gainwell has been awesome. You saw he had the miraculous catch. He's kind of taken over as 1A, 1B running back with Warren. Aaron loves him out of the backfield, and there's starting to look like fluidity to this offense. What once was lost now has been found with the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I'll say this. I don't view them as a favorite.
Yep.
But if this defense can kind of bottle up what they've been able to do the last couple weeks, And the way Aaron's throwing the football right now, they're at least, they're a little dangerous.
Between Phil Rivers and Tom Brady saying he could come back, Aaron Rodgers is looking young at this point. He looks like a youngster. I could see him coming back next year, no problem.
The arm is live. The ball is coming out. It's coming out accurate. He looks good.